Right. So now, as we discussed about the spot instances, let's move to the next topic, that is for the network. Now, this is something we called it as a virtual private network as well. And I will tell you the difference. So, for example, in your company, if they have a virtual, they usually have a network created for their own need. And what Amazon allows you, it will also allow you to create a virtual private network just for your own need. Okay. Now let me explain you the concept of virtual private network. So what Amazon allows you is if you create your virtual private network, it allows you to logically isolate it just the section of AWS cloud and just make it as your own network so that you can resource all your resources are just confined to that particular network only, right? So you can have your own IP addresses, you can create a subnets, you can configure the routing tables, you can configure the network gateways, you can use IPv4, IPv6 addresses, all sorts of things you can do it, right? So for example, right now, I don't have any specific VPC that is assigned to me. So I'm just gonna go with the default one that Amazon is creating for me. But it Amazon really it's so easy to configure any VPCs, right? You can create a public facing subnets for your servers that has access to the internet and place your backend databases and application server to the private facing subnets. Now, let's say I want to deploy a website on IIS server. So what I can do is I can just create a VPC that is publicly accessible so that even using the public networks such as internet, I can access that VPC. That means when I type www.yahoo.com, if yahoo.com site is deployed on my VPC that is publicly accessible, then I will go over there. But for the database, for some kind of a storage related to the website, I'm going to store it in a private facing VPCs so that only I can access the private VPCs from the internal network and not from the external network, just for the security purpose. Okay. Uh, Now let's just create, for now, we will not worry about all this complex thing. So let's just worry about just select the default one. We'll assign the IP address as the public IP for now, right? Auto assign the public IP. We'll just keep that one, that option. My role, and I'm gonna go through that in the next lecture about for now, just keep it default behavior. Now here, you can specify the shutdown behavior, right? So the shutdown behavior is specify the instance behavior when an OS level shutdown is performed. Instance can be either terminated or stop. So what we can do is when you create server 2012 instance, when you log in into that instance, if you shut it down, that means it will stop the instance. But if I pick terminate, that means whenever you issue a shutdown command from server 2012, it will simply terminate the instance and you won't be able to recover it. So it is like you are deleting your virtual image, whereas when you go and stop the instance, you can always recover the instance, right? Uh, Now, let's talk about the monitoring thing. Amazon has introduced a very nice concept about the CloudWatch. Again, we'll go into a detail into the further sessions, but for now, CloudWatch allows you to monitor your instance through the console. Amazon also provides APIs so that you can monitor your instances through that APIs. And you can even launch, create a new instance through that API as well. And you can make so many other decisions just based off of that API. So now let's just not worry about that. Just go to the advanced detail, and I guess we are good. Just click on next, add a storage. So here by default, when you create a server instance, it comes with the root node only. And your root node will have a 30 GB usage or 30 GB hard drive space, and it is gonna be SSD type. You can even go with the magnetic one, but that's gonna be very slower. And if you want to save the volume, right, you can just remove this checkbox. So what will happen, even if you terminate the instance, your data is gonna be saved, so that tomorrow if you create a new instance with server 2012, you can attach this particular storage to that new instance or this particular snapshot. So for now, I will just keep it as delete it on termination, because I don't want to keep this dry after I terminate the device. You do have an option to add additional volumes. So like if I want C drive, D drive, E drive, F drive, you can just click on a new volume and you can select the device that are available on this network, right? You can add any other thing that you like to add. Like for example, these are all other snapshots that's available. You can just leave it blank as well if you don't want to add anything. You can provide a size. I want to create it as a 60 GB storage, EBS storage, and I want to delete it on termination. You can pick that option as well. Okay, so for now, let's not worry about that, as we are just creating a very default, just a default instance. Okay, so now let's just click on add tag. Now, especially for a billing purpose, this is a very useful thing, and you can define your tags. Like just for example, I'm gonna use this server for my web server, or I'm gonna deploy my website on this server, so that easily identify. I'm just going to add that, right? So the name, and it's gonna be IIS server. That's how I'll add it. I'll add another tag. Okay. Now I'm going to add a UAI, some unique number that is defined in my organization. What is the benefit of doing this, right? Especially when your organization is using thousands and thousands of instances, you want to identify the department that is using this particular instance. So you can even put the department number as well as UAI, so that when you receive the bill from Amazon, you can easily identify that this particular tag or UAI is assigned to this department, so that this bill goes towards them. You can even track it based on the department wise, right? Like HR department, that's also fine. So all these unique things are attached to one instance right now. Okay. And based on that, you will keep charging the different departments all these fees and everything. Okay. Hope that's clear. And you can add as many tags as you want, up to 50. It will work. So for example, team name, team 1, leader name, ABC, or just any name you want to put, a project charge code, so CE0003 through T. You can put any other tag as well. So all this key and value pair will be attached to the EC2 instance, and it will help us to uniquely identify our specific instance. Even if you can go to Amazon console and search using all these particular tags. Okay. Now let's just click next button. Just click review and launch. I want to review all these things. Just read all these things for now. for AMI, instance type, and security group. I'll give you guys 1 minute to just go through this one more time, and then we're gonna look at the details about the instance detail, storage, and the tags that we have created. Okay, so just take just a 1 minute to review all this information, and then we will move to the launch portion. All right, now let's look at the details about the instance detail. Right, just take a look at this instance detail. Number of instances are just one. Okay, VPC, your subnets, everything is defined for you. Monitoring is no, because we have selected CloudWatch monitoring as no. Shutdown behavior is stop, because we are not going to terminate the instance when we send out a shutdown signal. Tenancy, we have not defined it for now. Public IP, it's just gonna go with the public IP as we discussed. And this is the storage type that we are using. We have a root instance. This is the snapshot we have. The size of the volume is 30 GB, and it is not encrypted. Okay, it is not encrypted, and whenever we terminate the instance, this volume is also going to be deleted, or this storage is also going to be deleted. Now let's look at the security group, right, and how we are going to utilize the security group. um, if you notice, right now the type is remote desktop, so that means the protocol is TCP and your port number is 3389. And look at the source address. Source address is 00000. That means from any source address, I am going to allow to access this particular RDP session. You can always update the security group too if you want to add certain more rules. If you want this instance to be used by HTTP site, or like from your website you want to launch this particular rule, then you can also specify that. You can also add a custom rule that I just want to use this uh, session through my IP only. Then you can also specify that just allow it from my computer's IP address. Anywhere means from any source, and this is a custom. So you can just select any rules that you're gonna allow. Okay, for example, from PostgreSQL, if you want to allow this from Postgres database as well, you can just specify that as well, that from Postgres allow this. All traffic, again, this is for security. So depending upon your need, you will configure different security group. Now, let's just keep only two things, RDP and HTTP. And I'm just going to create a new security group, like for example, security underscore group underscore 1A. Okay. Now, just remember this rule. The source IP 0.0.0.0 allows all IP address to access your instance. You can even specify a range of the IP address, or I just want to allow my own IP address, then you can just specify that as well. Okay. Now, what you have to do is click on review and launch now. Okay.